Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I have a first impressions video of the Revolution or XX Revolution concealer. It's called a Super Fixx concealer. I think this is the full coverage concealer that they do. Okay, this concealer, on the packaging it says it's crease proof, life proof, and it's a full coverage concealer. It conceals and brightens the skin, covers blemishes, dark circles and redness. Okay, so I've got everything. It has no flashback, so that's good. Right, that's what it looks like. It has the Revolution XX logo on it. So this is a frosted, I think it's plastic, I don't think it's glass. Okay, and it's got a black lid, so it's quite heavy. That's what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my makeup like I usually do, but instead of using the Maybelline eye eraser concealers or anti-aging concealers, I'm going to use this concealer instead to see how this performs, and I'm going to keep everything else the same. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my primer, which is one of my favorite primers, the NYX Pore Filler Primer. I have broken out a lot in the past around my cheeks, on both cheeks, and my pores are crazy there, so I'm going to use this just to fill them out. This concealer has a good chance. I'm going to fill my pores in. I do have fine lines under my eyes, so I take this under my eyes too, just so it softens those lines up. Okay. Now that I prime my face, I'm going to go in with the Revolution XX concealer in the shade CX 5.5. I think this was around, I think this was between 12 and 15 pounds. I can't remember the exact price of this. I'll leave it on the screen. I'll leave it on the screen or in the description box below, the exact price of this. And then I'm just going to dab it on my breakouts and the redness on my skin and under my eyes. I've got quite a lot of blemishes today, so just properly test how good this concealer is. Okay, and then I'm going to also put this on my birthmark, which is quite prominent and red. Okay, is that a lot? Can't tell. Okay, I'm then going to go in with the Real Techniques sponge and sponge everything out. This concealer, it does have a fragrance to it. It's supposed to be fragrance free. Okay, this concealer does have a fragrance to it, but it's just a makeup fragrance. It's not something that they've put to make it smell nicer. Okay, you know what? I actually think I do really like this concealer. And in the past, I haven't actually liked most of the face products except for the what do you call it, the eyeshadows that Revolution comes up with. That's the only thing I actually liked of theirs, and the lipsticks. But I think I actually like this. I actually really like that. This is definitely full coverage. can still see a bit of my scar, but that usually happens anyway, so I might just go in a little bit more on my scar and a bit on this blemish, because that blemish is very dark, and see if that makes a difference in coverage. Oh wow, okay, I do really like this concealer. Oh, I love this concealer. This is definitely a full coverage concealer. And it hasn't, the funny thing is, this concealer has not dried my skin out. Like, it doesn't feel drying on my skin, and it doesn't feel drying on my skin, and it's not cakey either. It doesn't feel, it hasn't caked up on my skin. My skin's actually glowing, which is weird. I've never had a full coverage concealer which doesn't feel heavy on the skin. I really like this concealer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Airspun loose powder in extra coverage. Cut the excess off, and I'm just going to go over everything just to set it. Right, this has definitely not creased under my eyes, and I do have my own lines under my eyes. Right, I really like this concealer. I really love the way my skin looks today. This base is absolutely amazing. Okay, so I have don't want to touch it, I'll use this. Okay, so I have, actually use this pencil. Alright, okay, so I have really big blemishes here, here and here. Now, when I wear a full coverage concealer on breakouts, like these big breakouts, because they're dried, like my foundation or my concealer will stick around it, and this bit will look really cakey. But this concealer has not done that. It doesn't look cakey at all. I really like the way this concealer looks. But I will say one thing, this has, like, my pores here, they do look quite big, but that is because I've broken out here, so that automatically makes my pores here look really big because it just stretches my skin. But I wonder if I use the complexion, the XX Revolution complexion, what do you call it, primer underneath this concealer, if that will make it look more better, because I reviewed that in my last video, and honestly that's an amazing primer, and that did minimize the look of my pores more than this one actually, because I've just filmed that video and I'm filming this video, and honestly I think that primer, the Revolution XX one, it did a much better job at covering my pores here. So yeah. Okay, other than that, the concealer is amazing. It hasn't creased under my eyes. It's covered my acne and my birthmark. It's covered a lot of my birthmark, but I don't know if you guys can see that. It's covered a lot of my birthmark here. Okay, this concealer is very, I really like this concealer, and the thing is, it doesn't feel very heavy. It doesn't feel heavy at all on my skin. I do really like this primer, this concealer. So I would say that I like this concealer more than my everyday concealers, because I use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer and the MAC Studio Finish Concealer together every day to cover my acne marks and my birthmark. But I haven't done that today. I've only used the Revolution or the X Revolution concealer, and I haven't actually used this concealer, the Studio Finish concealer, on top, just to like make it a bit more, just have a bit more coverage. And this, just this by itself, has covered a lot more, or has covered the same as these two concealers do put together. I actually really like this concealer. I really do like this concealer. Okay, final thoughts. Definitely I would recommend this concealer. It's definitely worth the money. This is the shade CX 5.5. I don't know if I said it or not. And this concealer hasn't caked up, has not creased at all. My skin looks nice and glowy. It doesn't look heavy, it does not look cakey at all, and it's covered up my birthmark and my blemishes quite well. And I've got like 4 massive pimples on my skin, and this concealer has covered them up really well. Okay, I really like this concealer. Okay, so if you guys have enjoyed this video, then please do subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you, bye.